In today's lesson, we'll be working on dividing decimals, meeting the requirements for TEKS 5.3G and 6.3E. Before we talk about dividing with decimals, let's review what we already know about division. We do know that division can be represented in 4 different ways. We can represent division using a verbal description. For example, 90 divided into 9 equal groups would be the verbal description for the problem 90 divided by 9 using the house, 90 divided by 9 using the traditional division symbol, and 90 divided by 9 as a fraction. In each case, we understand that 90 is our dividend, the number being divided, and that 9 is our divisor, the number doing the dividing, and that the solution to our division problem is known as the quotient. So now what would happen if instead of having 90 divided by 9, I had 90.9 divided by 9? Well, if there's a decimal in the dividend only, I can simply push that decimal to the top of the house and divide as normal. If there's a decimal in the dividend only, I push the decimal to the top of the house and divide as normal. And so 9 could be made into one group of 9. So 9 times 1 is 9. I subtract, I compare, I bring down, and I go back to the beginning. I divide. How many groups of 9 can I form from 0? Well, the answer to that question is 0. 9 times 0 is 0. I subtract. I get 0. I compare. I'm less than my divisor, so that's great. I bring down the next digit, which is 9. How many groups of 9 can I make from 9? That answer is 1. 1 times 9 is 9. I subtract. I get 0. I compare. I'm less, which is great. I have no more digits to bring down. No more digits in my dividend with a remainder of 0 means I'm finished. My quotient from 90.9 divided by 9 is 10.1. So now what if my dividend was 909 and my divisor was 0.9 or 9/10? Earlier I said if you had a decimal only in your dividend, you would simply push the decimal to the top of the house and divide as normal. And that remains true. However, if you have a decimal in your divisor, you've got work to do before you can divide. We will never divide where there's a decimal in the divisor. So what do we need to do first? Anytime there's a decimal in the divisor, I always want to move that decimal to the very end of the number in my divisor to form a whole number. So in this case, to change 9/10 to 9, I need to move that decimal one place to the right, which is the same as multiplying by 10. You'll remember what we know about powers of 10. When I multiply or divide by powers of 10, I don't actually have to do the math. I can simply move the decimal to the right or to the left, depending on whether I'm multiplying or dividing. If you need some help reviewing powers of 10, check out my YouTube video on powers of 10. In the meantime, I'm moving the decimal to the very end of my divisor to change it to a whole number. Whatever I do to my divisor, though, I must also do to my dividend. So if I multiplied 0.9 times 10, moving the decimal one place to the right, I need to do the exact same thing to my dividend. Right now, my dividend is 909, which means the decimal is at the end of my number. I'll need to add a 0 and move that decimal one place and then push it to the top. I have moved the decimal in my divisor once to the right and then did exactly the same thing to my dividend. My new division problem is 9,090 divided by 9. Now that I have a whole number in my divisor, I can divide as normal. I can make one group of 9 from 9, and 9 times 1 is 9. I subtract 0. I compare. I'm good. So now I'm going to bring down. I can make no groups of 9 from 0. 9 times 0 is 0. I subtract. I get 0. I compare. I'm less than my divisor, so that's good. So I bring down. I can make one group of 9 from 9. 9 times 1 is 9. So if I subtract, 9 minus 9 is 0. I compare. I'm still less than my divisor, which is great. So I'm ready to bring down the last digit, which was 0. I can make no groups of 9 from 0. 9 times 0 is 0. I subtract. I get 0. I compare. I'm less than my divisor. But I'm also now out of digits. There's no more division to be done. There's no number to bring down. So my remainder is 0. I have no more digits. I'm finished. I have a quotient. 9,090 divided by 9 is 1,010. 1,010. So now let's talk about how we know that 1,010 is not only the answer to 9,090 divided by 9, but it's also the answer to 909 divided by 0.9, our original division problem. Here's how we can prove it. If I take my quotient of 1,010 and I multiply it by my original divisor of 0.9, 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 1 is 9. How many decimals did I have in my first factor? None. How many decimals in my second factor? 1. So how many will I need in my product? 1. So I need to move the decimal from the end in one place, which means if I take my quotient of 1,010 and multiply it by my divisor of 0.9, I get my original dividend of 909. Let's try another example and slow down just a little bit. So let's say I have 9.9 as my dividend and 0.45 as my divisor. Now again, I cannot have decimals in my divisor. So in this case, in order to get that decimal all the way to the end of my divisor to turn it into a whole number, I need to move that decimal 2 places to the right, which is the same thing as multiplying by 100. If I move the decimal in my divisor 2 places to the right, I need to do the exact same thing to my dividend. And I notice once I move it the first time, I'm out of digits, which means I need to add a 0 so I can move it the second time. Once I do that, I push it to the top of the house. So 9.9 divided by 0.45 becomes 990 divided by 45. They are exactly the same problem, and they'll produce exactly the same quotient, and we'll show that here in a moment. So If I divide, how many groups of 45 can I get from 9? And the answer is, I can't get any. How many groups of 45 can I get from 99? Well, the answer to that would be 2. 2 times 45 is 90. 99 minus 90 is 9. When I compare, 9 is definitely less than 45, so that's good. So I work to bring down the next digit. How many groups of 45 can I make from 90? Well, we just said that 2 groups of 45 was 90, so let's try 2 again. 45 times 2 is 90. 90 minus 90 is 0. I want my remainder to be less than my divisor, so that's good. I no longer have digits to bring down. When I have no more digits to bring down and I have a remainder of 0, we're finished. Our quotient for this problem is 22. 990 divided by 45 is 22. And in fact, 9.9 divided by 0.45 would also be 22. And here's how we can prove it. If I take my quotient of 22 and I multiply it by my original divisor of 0.45, I should get my original dividend of 9.9. And let's see what happens. 5 times 2 is 0. Carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10 plus the 1 is 11. Put a placeholder here. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. And when I add these together, I get 0.99. How many decimals were in my first factor? None. How many in my second factor? 2. So I'll need 2 in my product. I move the decimal in 2 places. So I have 2 digits to the right of the decimal. And so I have 9.9 or 9.90, which are the same numbers. So 9.9 was my original dividend, which I produced by multiplying my quotient of 22 times my original divisor of 0.45. Let's go ahead and wrap up this lesson. So we said the dividend is divided by the divisor. And that if I have a decimal in my dividend, this is absolutely okay. When I have a decimal in my dividend, I simply push it to the top of the house and divide as normal. But if I have a decimal in my divisor, that is definitely not okay. And if I have a decimal in my divisor, we're going to use what we know about powers of 10 to move that decimal. Powers of 10 to move the decimal in our divisor to form a whole number. And that however far I move the decimal in the divisor, I need to do the same thing in the dividend to form a new division problem. So, for example, if we had 4.5 divided by 0.9, we have a decimal in our divisor, which is a no-no. We're going to multiply 0.9 times 10, moving the decimal one place to the right to form a whole number. And if we do that, we must do the same thing in our dividend before we push the decimal to the top of the house and divide as normal. We're taking decimals in our divisor away by using powers of 10 to form an equivalent division problem and then dividing, proving that it works by taking our quotient and multiplying it by our divisor to return to our original dividend. That's our check. If our quotient multiplied by our divisor gives us our original dividend, we know our answer is correct.